Okay, in this little set of videos, what I'm going to try and do is show you a little thing about what people call render to texture. Now, you might have heard of it. If you've done the Max tutorials, you'll probably be a lot better off than what I am. Now, because I haven't touched this for quite a while. Now, what we've got here is pretty much a very, very simple vehicle. Okay, now I'm not going to go into rigging or anything. All we're interested in is getting these textures onto one texture map. Okay, so if we just have a look at the material editor, if you haven't got it like this, you might see that that doesn't do anything for me. So we go back into the compact mode. This is what I'm used to. Keep on changing things. Now, if we look at, say, like, which one is it? The wheels. If we look at this image, yeah, that's what the image comes as. That's the texture that's on the image, well, on the wheels. And if we look at the axles, quick look at that, yeah, that's the axles. Now, as you can see, as I go through this lot onto the wings, to be honest, no, sorry, wrong button, there we go, the wings like that, yeah. Now, a lot of people will be going, well, what's the point of this video? Well, the point is, if you look at the main body, when you're doing games, content for games, right, if you're doing something for an image that you're going to render, then obviously to some extent it don't really matter. But if you're doing something for a game, okay, it is advisable in a big way to make sure that your texture is actually on one map. Now, I use UDK a lot, which is the Unreal Development Kit, and I'd say 9 times out of 10, vehicles, weapons, well, not so much characters normally have 2 textures, but you know what I'm on about. This item here at this moment in time would be pretty much a complete waste. Okay, now what we need to do is join all the, now if you see here, we've got lots of different bits and pieces. Okay, it was one item. I separated it off just to make this video. Okay, so what we're going to do is go into select the main body part. Okay, now as you can see, it's got a UV map. Alright, and that's the UV map that you just saw for the texture. Now we're not going to change that. So what we're going to do is just collapse all and go yes. Okay, now what we need to do, if we're going to render to texture, alright, well, I won't say what we need to do. This is the workflow that I use. Whether it's correct, whether it's what they use in the studios, I can't say because I'm just a hobbyist. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go into the attach list. I'm going to select all those items, attach them, and it says here match material IDs to material. Attach material to material IDs. Don't modify condense material and IDs. Well, we'll just leave it at that for the moment. Okay? So that all looks nice and pretty. Now, if I go in here and add a UV map and edit it and go, look at that. That is absolutely no use to us at all because everything is just sitting on top of each other. Okay, we don't want that. Yeah? Right, show all. Come on. Show all. There we go. Now we don't want that. So what we really need to do here is what we're going to try and do. Instead of adjusting the UVs and then exporting the UV layout to a paint program and trying to adjust the textures that we've got to fit onto this new layout. Trust me, you can do it. I've done it before I even learnt about RenderToTexture. I don't know when it came into Max, but so what we're going to do, right? The next, leaving the unwrap UV modifier as it is, set onto, let's see, map channel 1. Okay, we're going to leave that. Now you probably find there is a way to lock this. I'm not going to go there. So all I'm going to do is plonk on another UV map modifier. This time I'm going to change the map channel to 2. Then go into edit. And as you can see, it's still all there, laid out. So what I'm going to do is very quickly. Let's see. This is the problem when you're working on a laptop. You don't get quite so much real estate on your screen. Okay. Right, select elements. Select the whole lot. We'll scale that down. Chuck that up there. Now, obviously, what I expect of you people is you do a damn sight better job of this, because I'm just throwing it together just to show you what it's all about. Okay, so all I'm doing here is scaling the stuff down. Okay. Now that was, let's go for number 3, there we go. Just scaling things down, moving them so they don't conflict with each other. Okay. So everything, I mean, what we can do here is scale things up a little bit. Whoops. Don't want to go too much because I'll be going out of zone. Keep within your square box. Okay. Now, let's see if this is going to work. So, what do we do now? Well, we've got a nice little layout on the map channel 2. I emphasize map channel 2 because when we go on to rendering, is it here? There we go, render to texture, hotkey 0. So let's see if I can actually get this correct. Okay, that's what we're going to render. Right, presets, what we got here, general settings, render settings. We don't want anything stupid, so we'll just go, yeah. 3ds Max, scan line, no advanced, blah 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 blah. Okay. Now, this is where we get to be very important. Under your mapping coordinates, object, use existing channel. Okay? And the channel that we want is channel 2. Okay, it's going to take the information from channel 1 and render it to channel 2. Okay, so what we're going to do here is just a add, under output, add, not shadow map, diffuse map. Okay, now it defaults down to 256, which is bag of nuts, and we'll go to 1024. Now it's going to do this as a TGA. Now I don't really need that, so I don't want it as a TGA. Let's just go for a bitmap. Now, why has that gone in there? Shouldn't be in there. It should be in there. Okay. So it's going to go as SK diffuse map, not TGA. Dot JPEG, and we'll go for best possible quality. There we go. Okay, and render, continue, and there we go. Now it looks a bit funny here because it's already doing sort of like shadowing. Okay, so we close that out. Close that out. Now this is where it gets a little bit funny. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got the texture. If I try to apply the texture now, it's going to go not very happy. Okay, so what we're going to do, because we're using the second UV channel, and games as per normal, you will use your first UV channel. Okay, so what do we do here? We go in the UVW modifier, alright, in parameters, where we had edit, we'll go on to save. Alright, what we're just going to do here is, I'll just call it quad. Alright, and it's going to save as UVW type file. Okay. Now, I'm going to go on to here, collapse the whole stack. Go yes. I am now going to go and add another UV modifier, this time on channel 1. Now if we go on to edit, you will see it's gone back to what it originally was. Okay, so all we have to do now is go on to load that quad UVW file, open. Now if we go on to edit, it's like that now. Smashing. Are we there yet? Very, very close. So then you go back to your material editor. New material. Right, that's a bag of nuts. Where's that come from? Don't know. Don't care. Right, go to quads. Oh, it's looking for a TGA, but we don't want a TDA. And we want our new one, which is that one. Okay. Open that up. And apply. And there we go. And now it's ready for rigging and all the rest of it. And that is basically what RenderToTexture does for you. Okay. A little bit complicated. It's not all 100% automated. But if you've been given a few different meshes which you're putting together, say you wanted to do a rifle with a set of arms, and it's all going to be as one mesh, and you really want it to use it as one texture, that's how you do it. Okay, so we'll leave it at that, and I'll see you soon. Have fun. Bye bye now. Whoops, here we go. We'll get there. Bye bye.